Hi everybody, this is God's Girl G. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And those of you who are returning to this channel to watch this video and you are not already subscribed, I'm going to encourage you to do so by clicking the subscribe icon below. That way you won't miss any of my videos. And if during the course of this video you hear something that you like, click the thumbs up, comment below, or better yet, share this video with someone who you feel could benefit from its information. With that stated, let's get into today's discussion. We live in a world where information can come at us from so many different angles and avenues, where belief is open to any and everyone without judgment. Now, part of the problem is that we are often faced with misinformation, or we come to believe things that end up proving untrue. Well, in a two-part series that I am doing about misconceptions of the Christian life, I am going to be sharing with you some of those misconceptions that I hope will help you have a more abundant and fruitful Christian life. Misconception number one: once you become a Christian, God will solve all of your problems. Many new Christians are often shocked when the first trial or serious crisis hits them as a new Christian. Here's the reality check. Get prepared. The Christian life is not always easy. You will still face ups and downs, challenges and joys. You will have problems and troubles to overcome. But 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 12 through 13 offers encouragement to us on this Christian life journey. It tells us to not be surprised at our trials and sufferings. In all things, God's ultimate purpose is for us to grow more and more into the image of His Son. This is the goal of the Christian life, and even in our trials and tribulations. Our trials and tribulations are designed to help each of us reach that ultimate goal of being more Christ-like. It is part of the process of sanctification, being set apart for God's purposes and fitted to live for His glory. So knowing God is not a feel-good message that prayer equals problems solved. No, knowing God means working alongside God for the healing of the world and using the authority and ability given to us by God to fulfill our part. Misconception number two: becoming a Christian means giving up all fun and following a life that is strictly made of rules. A joyless experience of mere rule following is not true Christianity, nor the abundant life that God intends for you. As Christians, we're often perceived as stuffy and humorless. But the truth is, Christians can be just as fun-loving as anyone else. After all, Jesus Himself was known for His sense of humor, and the Bible is full of examples of His sense of humor. Jesus often used ironic punchlines to call out hypocrisy. Matthew chapter 23, verses 23 through 28 is a pure example of this. Jesus said in verse number 27, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful, but within are full of dead people's bones and all uncleanness." Wasn't that something? And then in 1 Kings chapter 18, there is a story of Elijah who was faced with some pagan worshipers who were trying to worship Baal. You remember that story? Now Elijah, a prophet of God, was challenged by those pagan worshipers to see whose deity could perform the best miracle. And when the pagan worshipers got no response, Elijah sarcastically mocked them, saying, "Your God must be asleep, on vacation, or maybe he was using the restroom. He just busy." Now, you can't tell me that's not funny. And then there's a story in Numbers, chapter number 22. Verses 28 through 30 specifically references what I'm getting ready to say. While a man named Balaam on his way to an enemy camp, an angel blocked the path. The donkey Balaam rode saw the angel and stopped. But Balaam urged the donkey on because he couldn't see the angel. But God enabled the donkey to speak to Balaam. And the donkey said, "Am I not your donkey, on which you have ridden your life long to this day? Is it my habit to treat you this way?" And Balaam said, no. Now you can't tell me that's not funny. It's ironic because sometimes we are so stubborn that God has to do crazy and sometimes funny things to get our attention. Remember that laughter is a gift from God. It helps us cope with the trials of life, and it can be a powerful witness to others. Yes, your laughter. When we laugh, we open ourselves up to joy and happiness, which are two things that God does want us to experience. So don't be afraid to let your laughing light shine by enjoying a little bit of Christian fun. Misconception number 3. Christian churches are always safe places where you can trust everyone. Survey says that's not true. Although this should be truth, it is not. Unfortunately, we live in a world that is fallen and where evil resides. Not everyone who enters a church or partakes of serving in the church have honorable intentions. And even some that do come with honorable intentions can fall back into old patterns of sin. One of the most dangerous places in Christian churches, if they're not properly guarded, is the children's ministry. Churches that don't implement background checks, team-led classrooms, and other security measures leave themselves open to many dangerous threats. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8 urges us to be sober, be vigilant, because the devil walks around like a lion, seeking whom he may devour. And Matthew 10 and 16 says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and harmless as doves." The truth will set you free. The Bible reveals that truth has two main functions. Function number 1, it sets us free. And function number 2, the truth sanctifies us. As we get into the Word of God in a prayerful way, being open to the Lord shining on some things that we could have been misled by in this Christian journey is important, because it frees us and releases us from anything negative that gets in our way in a true relationship with God. I hope today's video helps you look at some of your misconceptions that you may have harbored about Christian life. Following Jesus or going to church, this Christian life, it doesn't have to be that hard, nor does it have to be boring. A relationship with Jesus shouldn't be a religion with a full set of man-made rules. Following Jesus is choosing to have a relationship with Him and to walk each day as a proud son or daughter of the King. Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye.